What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What is up, guys? We are back with another episode. Today, we are here with Kelsey. Kelsey, welcome to On the Come Up podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Kelsey is a model and an actor. So we're going to dive right into it. So for the people that may not know, where are you from?
I'm originally from Dallas, Texas.
You are?
Yeah.
You were born and raised?
Born and raised.
And then where do you live right now?
Currently live in Denton.
Denton? What made you go to Denton?
I moved after college. I moved to Louisville, and then I moved to Boston, and then I came back here. So Denton just had the best apartment prices.
Oh, okay.
So,
you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
So how did your journey start into acting begin? Was it something that you always wanted to do?
No, actually. Even 21-year-old me would be terrified of what I do today. No, I graduated college, and when I got out, I had just insane amounts of free time. And originally I started with modeling because I just was kind of like, it'd be cool to see me in the billboard in Target or something like that. So that's where I started. And then I just kind of was branched into acting whenever I moved to Boston, and I got onto it and I was like, I really like this. And then I was like, I really kind of like this more than I like the modeling that I'm doing. And so then I just kind of kept it up even when I moved back to Dallas, and yeah, just haven't stopped.
So you're currently signed, right?
Yes.
So how many agents do you have?
I have 2 agents and 1 manager.
So what is the difference for people that do not know between a manager and an agent?
I am still figuring that out. But my manager manages a smaller amount of people. He specifically still submits me to jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then my agency that I have is Texas exclusive. So I'm still trying to figure out the difference between the two myself, because they both kind of act in the same way for me. But yeah, my manager will submit me nationwide. And then my agency, I'm signed with Page Parks here in Texas, and they're Texas exclusive. So they only submit me to things that are in Texas.
Oh, okay. And then the manager does...
He does nationwide except for Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So it doesn't collide, right?
Yeah,
with
we
jobs?
try to keep everything separate so that everybody, if he books me something, he's the one who makes the money. And then if my agency in Texas books me something, they're the ones that keep the money. It keeps the interests from colliding.
Oh, okay. I see that. And that work for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The interesting thing sometimes that I've learned about having an agent versus versus freelancing is sometimes, especially on casting billboards, there's a side that only the agents and the managers have access to. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes that helps you get on the other side for bigger clients and stuff like that.
Right. How long have you been with your agent?
I signed with both of them in January of this year.
Oh, wow.
So not long at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before, were you freelancing?
Yes. Yeah.
How would you find your jobs when you were freelancing?
So my main 3 casting websites were Backstage, really good for local stuff, mm-hmm. And then high quality real stuff, and then Actors Access, and then occasionally I jump on casting networks. That one is so hit or miss, and the price is a little bit higher than Actors Access, so I would kind of jump on and jump back off.
Do you remember your first acting opportunity?
I do. It was awful. It was background work. And then they made me a featured extra, and had never done anything, didn't know anything about anything, walked fresh on the set. And they're like, we want you to come over here with the main character, and he's going to pretend to break up with you. And we want you to stomp your foot and scream. And I was like, okay. But I don't have the vocal range to scream. It's more like a very manly yell. Mm-hmm. It was really, really, really awkward. And the director was like, okay, all right, moving on. And I was like, okay, cool. So...
Did you ever see that part?
No, I didn't go look it up. It was for, it was a book to movie made for television, but I think it was Passion Flicks or something, I think something I've never heard of nor seen again. So
yeah, you're I just came here as background.
Yeah, I just came for background. So okay. I was just
Have
coming to learn.
right. Have you taken any acting classes or in acting classes?
I did take acting classes with Michael Brennan. He's here in Dallas. Those were more focused on like the auditions.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, really enjoyed those. I found them really helpful. And then I've done stunt classes. So I haven't done like anything other than the audition ones. I haven't done any other acting classes.
Oh, okay. So you're more into the TV film versus a commercial?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do both, but they hire me more for TV film. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you prepare for an audition?
Um, for me, it depends. It depends. If it's something for like a big network or something, then really, really focusing on memorizing the lines and kind of getting the background that they kind of want. But for like a lot of the stuff I do now is for verticals. I do a lot of auditions for verticals, so I don't necessarily always prepare for them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, for those, what's kind of weird is I'll do a cold take. I won't even like my first time reading the script is first time I'm doing a take for the audition, and then I'll pause it and I'll read it again and kind of put a little more backstory into it, and then audition do another take. And oftentimes I find that I really like my cold takes a lot more. I think it's because like part of the audition that they talk about is like the discovery of what's going to happen. And when you already don't know what's going to happen, it kind of feel like it sometimes will like help towards that discovery of finding out like what your character is going to do.
Okay, so let's get into verticals. What is that?
So the vertical realm, which is really, really big right now, are basically like soap operas. They're honestly almost feature length. They are the dramas, they're made for your phones, they're made for you to watch on your phones. They cut them into multiple episodes that are typically a minute to sometimes up to 3 minutes long, for a total of 70 to 90 minutes in length. And then they're very, 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 very dramatic. Um, they have typically the way that it works is you have your two leads, you have your main love interest, who's the guy, and then the main girl. And almost all of them revolve around the girl. And she's usually typically will start like poor and find a billionaire husband. There's always a billionaire in it. Find a billionaire husband, a long lost billionaire family. She's a long lost billionaire. She's hiding that she's a billionaire. And then you always have that. And then you always have your mean girls, which I often get cast as the mean girl, who are trying to sabotage or steal her identity in some way. So the way I like to describe it is they're typically watched by women. And they're made so that you can watch it, do a little bit of work, continue watching it without being sucked into like a 30-minute full length. There's no stopping point for you.
And where do you watch these at?
There's multiple apps for your phone. The most common ones that are seen are like Drama Box, Drama Wave, Real Short, My Drama. Those are the most common ones, but every day they're coming out with more and more and more platforms.
And so when you're on set, is it just like a regular set?
It's yes and no. It's extremely fast paced. So like we're shooting this whole thing typically ranging 6 to 9 days. But typically there's like you're doing 2 or 3 different angles, maybe a wide shot, a medium, and a close up. And like that's it. And typically you do one, maybe two takes, and then you're moving on. Like you're done. And then a lot of them, or at least the ones that I've done, you're shooting with 2 or 3 cameras rolling at the same time. So it's, yeah. And then it's a lot different because instead of having like when you're filming, instead of having all this extra space and like a little shorter here, you can't really move that much because they're shooting so tight. Like maybe it only gets your shoulders and that's it. So like a lot of stuff that you may be doing in terms of like moving around, with their character, like they want you to stay still while you're doing it. And then they also sometimes they don't want you to take a lot of pauses between like trying to fill out space. They want you to, if I'm talking, then you're immediately talking, then I'm talking, then you're immediately talking. That's how they want to do it.
How did you even get into that?
I started seeing them probably 2023 is when I started seeing the auditions and started doing them. But I didn't really get cast into my first one until January of 2025. Yeah, and of course it was as the villain. So I just kind of have been piggybacking off of that a little bit. It's a heightened, exaggerated drama typically. Sometimes they have ones where they're like, we want you to do it more grounded, do it more horizontal, more cinematic, but a lot of times they want it to be extremely over the top. And yeah.
So are the verticals just made for drama?
They've kind of been branching out. A lot of people, it's such a big space. I feel like I've been seeing more coming up for like horrors.
Oh,
Maybe like a couple more high fantasy, but always they have the drama.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really, I mean, I've seen some, you know, here and there, but I haven't actually like dig into it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to know that that's out there.
Yeah. It's they have their own vertical stars. They have people who do them just like all the time.
Oh, wow.
I just worked with the girl that I was just working with. She said that she had been the lead in it in like over 40 of them. So it's like, yeah, it's a huge space.
That's cool. It's probably going to get bigger here coming soon.
I hope so. Right now they're fighting a lot of AI. They've been kind of cutting back in favor of doing AI ones. Which of course, like the visual aspect of AI is like super fascinating because they look pretty real, but like the pacing, like people, they just don't sound natural. They don't sound like humans, and so that's kind of their fight they're fighting right now.
They better not take over.
I don't think they will. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, but like visually, like AI can do some stunning things, but still, like in terms of mastering exactly how humans move and talk and speak, it's really hard.
Right. How do you deal with rejection in this industry?
You just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like if you come in and you get personally offended by rejection, it's gonna kill you. It's gonna eat you up. You know, the way I deal with everything is, I don't expect them to pick me. And so that's what the way I think is that I'm doing it for me personally. I'm doing it for fun. It's kind of my hobby. It'd be nice if it's a full-time job, but you know, sometimes that's not reality. And so I do it. I turn in my best work and I'm like, you know, if they pick me, then fantastic, but I'm not always truly expecting them to pick me. And then when I say yes, I'm super excited. So
yeah. So you audition and just like forget about it.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes they don't get back to you for like a month or so, right? And so by that time, I've already forgotten. And when they do, sometimes, I mean, almost always I go back and I look at my audition tape because I'm like, what they like about it. And it's usually the audition I least liked that week. And I was like, that's what you wanted. But you know what? Sure. Yeah. Like I'm looking at it and like if I turn in like 3, 4, 5 tapes and like I'm like, man, I really did like I really love this one. I love how it turned out. You know, that's typically not the one they're gonna like. They're gonna want to like the one that I was kind of like, I don't know, like the dialogue didn't flow as well for me or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah.
It's like whatever works at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
What are some of the business lessons you've learned throughout your acting journey?
Always be nice on set. I know it's hard. And don't try, it's gonna sound super duper weird. Don't try to help out the staff because they all have their own job that they're going to do. They know exactly how they want to do it. And it seems nice because you want to help them because you do. You want to help them carrying something or something. And they're like, no, like that's my job. Don't touch it. Don't anything like that. So sometimes for me personally, because you know, my regular job is like sometimes anticipating people's needs. And so like I want to help you and I kind of see what you're going for, but like I've had to learn to like step back and just watch them. And I can offer help once. And if they say no, then I just don't do it again.
Yeah, I've observed, but it's not my place to say anything. So I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
At that point, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if you have like and it depends on how big the production is, right? Like if it's you and your friends or you and people you know really well, you can always throw out a suggestion. And if they say they either take it or they don't. Yeah. Because I've had directors that I really like working with and we get along really well and we can collaborate. And then there's other ones where it's like, I'm just going to let you do, like, you have a vision. I'm just going to let it happen. And, you know, I'll ask clarifying questions in terms of my roles, but that's about it.
What do you do full time?
Nursing.
Oh, you're a nurse.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does that work with like when it comes to when you have your like acting gigs?
So I've done my time. So I have a really, really nice job right now. For those who don't know, like nursing, you can do full time, which is 36 hours a week, part time, which is like 20 or 24, and then PRN, which is like as needed. So you don't get like the benefits and stuff like that. But my job, which is PRN, is I'm only required to work a minimum of 4 days a month. So I kind of make my schedule a little bit at the last minute. I work at a couple of hospitals around the Metroplex. And I can just like, when they have needs, I'll come in and help them. That way they don't have like staffing shortages. And then I can be like, okay, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. Like, see you then. And just get up and leave.
Oh, so it just works out
It
for you.
works out really, really well.
Did you ever work full time as a nurse before?
Yeah. I've worked, this is the first job I have where I haven't worked full time.
How is that adjusting to that?
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I still work when I'm here during the week. I still work full-time hours. I'm still working 3 or 4 days a week. But it's just like whenever I need to leave, like whenever, like there was a role that I booked and they're like, we need you to be in Vancouver in 2 days. And I was like, okay. Because like the way that I make it, my schedule sometimes is so last minute that I'll like go on my phone and I'll look and I'll be like, oh, like somebody called out for tomorrow. I'll just work tomorrow. And like that's kind of how it works. So it's like a win-win situation.
So when you do the stuff like out of state, I guess you could say, yeah. When you film stuff out of state, is it mainly just for the verticals?
No, I mean like now, yes, because I think that's the most that I've filmed in the past couple months. But previously, no, I've done a couple like shorts or full length movies. My first feature, like major feature that I think that I was the lead, was shot in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
So like a lot of the stuff I pay for, I work local hire elsewhere just because I like doing it. And oftentimes I like break even, but that's kind of nice. I like to say, because I don't have to have sometimes that like starving artist mentality where it's like, I got to get this or else, you know, I don't make rent. Like that's, I'm fortunate that that's not how it works for me. So I'm just like, okay. You just like
the craft.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so much fun.
What has been one of your favorite projects so far?
Oh my gosh. I really liked the one I mentioned earlier, like the first feature where I was the lead the most, because I just learned how to do stunts. And then I went on set and I did like all my own stunts, like high falls and stuff. So like I fell down like some stairs and stuff. And you know, got to do I got to do a lot of fighting scenes in that one. But also it was more of like a complex kind of villain. Like we don't want the audience to know that you're the real villain until we get 75% through. And so that one was really fun in terms of trying to like basically play innocent in my mind, like having to play innocent until we got to this like the last end of the movie where I could just do a complete like 180.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you good with like range of character?
I've been told I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get I don't really get cast as like the hero very often. So fortunately I don't think I've ever had to like really, I think I've had to cry on like once, like actually cry once, but like usually I have to be the bad girl. And so I do range that way, but not ever like truly innocent range. It's always like fake innocent. So it's like yeah.
If you could work with any actor, who would it be?
I don't know. I think just because I saw him in an interview, David Cornsweet. Yeah, he seems like a fun guy to work with.
Yeah. You don't have like a favorite actor or?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say, I guess not one. I guess like there are actors that like I like watching in films. That like if they're in it, then I'll probably go see it. Like the ones right now are like Tom Holland, Tom Cruise, all the Toms basically. Any of the Toms, probably any of the Chris's too. Like I have those types of people. But there's not, I guess, like one in particular that I would choose.
Do you have a dream role?
I think an action movie would be really fun. Yeah. Also just because I really like it, I feel like being in a Star Wars project or like a Star Trek project would be super duper fun. But yeah, I think like an action movie would be just like one of the action ones, not just like a little slide action. Like we're doing stunts and stuff all the time. Yeah.
And I saw, obviously we've been following each other on Instagram for I don't know how long, but I saw your Instagram and it's like a lot of like I guess dark characters, right? And I was like, okay, so would you say that's like kind of like your niche?
Yeah, I'm good at it. That's what I get cast as. Um, yeah, right now it is. And if you're good at something, why would I stray
Mhm.
from it? If that's what people want to cast me as, why would I stray from it? I know people they're like, oh, I don't want to get stuck in this hole or anything. And I'm like, bring it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do it every day of the week.
That's so funny because you look like just by looking at you, you look like the soft girl, right?
Yeah, the girl next door type thing.
Yeah. And then, but
That was originally my typecast.
mm,
Back when I started, my original typecast was like the college age girl, uh, girl next door type thing. And then I think I booked one villain role and then you use it and it's just, they're like, yeah, that. And I'm like, okay,
mhm. Did you watch Obsession?
no.
No, you
Well,
have.
I actually don't like horror movies.
Oh, you don't. Yeah.
No, no, I don't care for them. I do them, but I don't care for them. So yeah, I haven't seen it.
Do you? Okay, so since you don't, I don't like horror movies either, but I
Okay.
did watch it. But do you ever feel scared on set when you're acting like in horror scene? Or
No, but to be fair, I haven't done I've done a horror where it's involved like somebody extremely like prosthetics and everything like that
mm,
for the other character, right? I haven't done anything that looks like The Exorcist or anything. I don't know if I would because I've thought about that. Maybe. I mean, I read stories like where they've shot like these movies and they're like, oh, they actually scared the actress on this one. That one, I think I'd hit somebody. I think I'd be so mad. I would be like, I don't need you to pretend to scare me. Like, I don't need that in my life. That one I probably would have a hard time coming back to set. But I think like knowing everything that would happen and like having already seen the people beforehand, I don't know if it would like scare me so much that I like couldn't do it.
hmm. I always thought about that. I was like, are like actors scared on set or?
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Especially like whenever your director's like, it'd be funny if we scare him. I'm like, no.
So for someone watching who wants to become an actor but is afraid to start, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I mean, I don't do background work anymore, but if you really just want to get a good look at everything that's required, background work.
Mhm.
Because it's a good way to go typically like under the radar. There's not a lot that's truly expected of you. Typically, you're just walking or like holding something. And but it allows you to learn. I did background work for like the larger productions. And I used that to kind of learn what it would be like on a larger set. Because
Mhm.
like at the time that I had did it, I had never been on a set that had more than like 15 cast, not even cast members, 15 crew. And so they're doing them all around here because Paramount's around here now. But when you get on a larger set, you start to realize that you have multiple different PAs, you have your ADs, you just have so many people that you didn't even know about. So it's a good like learning opportunity. And then also when you are in the scene, you can kind of discreetly see how the main actors like what they're doing.
Mhm.
And I feel like that would be a good way just to learn in general. And then like for people who are trying to like build their reel, which a reel is, you can do all this stuff, but like reel is very important in terms of showcasing your work. I always advocate for trying to find student films because even though like you don't get paid to do them, the quality of footage that they give you is so insane. Like I think a couple of my scenes on my reel now are student films because the quality is just much higher than other stuff that I've done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I always say, especially if you're trying to build a reel. And really, because they're students and they're learning still, the way they run their set is very professional because
Mhm.
they want to make it as professional as possible. And they're really, really, really nice. And the scripts honestly are really good too. So that's why I always advocate for those.
Which student films did you do, like from here or?
So the first one I did was up when I lived in Boston. It was
Mm.
actually for University of Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
So that one I was cast as like this a college kid, basically. And you kind of just learn how long it takes to shoot a scene, especially when they want to get different angles and everything like that. And then the second one I did was down here in Dallas. I think it was Media Tech is the one that I did for.
Mm.
And that one I also played a college age girl. But I had schizophrenia in it. So there was a lot of like there's like a scene where I just like beat this guy. And then but it's like a hallucination. And so there was a lot of like kind of going back and forth. That one I think is one of the ones I've had to have the most range for. Constantly trying to figure out, like my character trying to figure out what is real and what's not.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So where do you want to go with acting in the next few years?
I'm pretty happy with it now.
Mhm.
I mean, as always, if it becomes a full-time job, that'd be amazing. But if not, I'm pretty happy with where it's at now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like maybe getting at least going like the next thing that I would like to do is maybe just getting like a day player role on like a TV show, like a cable streaming TV show, or just like a one-line speaking role in a feature, like a major feature film. I
Mhm.
think that would be nice. But other than that, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a little this or that. Okay. Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Really? I was expecting drama. I was expecting
Oh,
you
from me or like what I like?
Yeah, no, what do you like?
Oh, comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV, film, or commercial?
TV film.
Work with your favorite actor or a favorite director?
I'm gonna say favorite director, because I feel like if I worked with my favorite actor, or like they would do something and I'd be just really disappointed. Like I don't know, I'd be like, oh, you're not as nice as I thought, or something, and then you're just like living that up all the time.
And stunts or a crying scene?
Stunts.
How did you get into stunts?
So I did a stunt class here. My first guy that I worked with, he just moved to Florida. It was action-packed stunts here. I thought that it would be something that would be super helpful to know as an actor.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying like I'm gonna do the 35, 40-foot high fall scene or anything like that, but I feel like it's important to know how to do basic stuff as an actor. So I did that, and then the first class I ended up doing was high falls. He would say technically I'm trained to fall 35 feet. No, I say 20. But like the stunts that I've done, like the high fall scenes, like falling off the top, like pretending to climb over a fence and falling off of it and everything. Like I like to use what's called box catchers, which are cardboard boxes that you tie together and you fall on them. They're very like soft and you can land any way you want. And I learned how to make them myself so I could do that. But then also like it's important to learn like how to do like a fake combat scene, or like we do sword fighting, or how to take a punch, how to do all of that. And I just feel like as an actor, just learning that at least helps you sell it more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like going back to the verticals, everybody gets slapped constantly. The last one I did, I got shot. And like you got to learn how to sell it. You got to learn, because like sure they'll be like, oh, you can pretend to get shot, and then but it's supposed to be a kill shot. But you can pretend to get shot and then we'll cut and then we'll fall to you on the ground. Or I could just say, yeah, I can pretend to get shot and throw myself on the pad. And now it looks like I've actually been shot. So it's just like something I think is better. I also did a lot of contact sports growing up. So like throwing myself on the ground doesn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you really challenge yourself, I feel like, with those verticals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you like to expand.
Yeah. That's so cool, because I'm just
time
like,
to try new things.
I love that, because I haven't interviewed anybody that does like stuff like that as far as actor. I've interviewed mainly like commercial actors, but that's so cool to me.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's something I recommend, like I said, for everybody. Like you don't need to be like, oh, I can do every single stunt out there now, but just being able to sell something is just, it helps so much more.
I love that. Well, thank you, Kelsey, for coming on and sharing your journey. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, let everybody know where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Facebook, or you can find me on Instagram at KelseyTuck_.
Thank you so much, YouTube fam. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.